Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Kathy's Corner, Seed in the Sand, and this is chapter 10, the final chapter, or final section of the chapter of Small Miracles, releasing shame and guilt. And what I wanted to talk to you today about was that releasing shame and guilt again. Those misunderstandings that we just can't let go of, that hurt that's so deep, so painful that it just dictates our life, and we have I have to let go. I have to find a way to be strong enough to let go of that whole situation and that whole package of how life should be, and how, my kids should be close to me, but instead they listen to the crowd. And I'm kind of tired of fighting the crowd. I'm kind of tired of it. So, just that old, the old tapes, the old, the misunderstandings, the 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 way that it seems as if it's like everything is stacked against you, when in actuality I was I was a victim of the system, and my daughter was a victim of the system, and I fought for her, and it's time to let it go. But how do you let it go when it's not made right and everybody sees it in a way that is untrue or misunderstands? And they see one thing. They see, what led up to my charge. And that's an awful thing. It's an awful thing that happened. And I was really sick, and it's so easy to say I'm moving on. But society doesn't let you move on. And I'm, I try to relate it to different things, and people don't understand. And so it's almost like I have to just come out and say what happened. But I don't want to harm my kids in the process. So it's just a complicated situation, and there's a lot of misunderstandings involved. And I would love to say, I'm going out and making a new life for myself. I'm going out and enjoying life from now on. Every second of my life is a gift, and I do try to do that. It just seems as if everything comes back to my mental illness or my charge. And when I see people in my life close, that are supposed to be close to me, let's say my family, and they say, oh, the medicines didn't help you. It's not that the medicines don't help me when I'm in a psychotic state. It's not that I'm not taking the medications, because a lot of times I am. It's just the assumptions that, it's the medication's fault that I'm the way I'm at. I'm at the way I'm at. I can't control when an episode comes, and it's not always because of medications. It's sometimes, PTSD, and sometimes it's, triggers with certain dates that my body remembers, but my mind doesn't. And so, yeah, it's hard to say, that it's one particular reason that I fall into an episode. But yeah, the misunderstandings, you just see it in their face that um, they misunderstand. And I'm too tired to try to explain it. And I'm tired of explaining it to you because I'm sure you're tired of hearing it. Um, but like, I wanted to go all the way up to the, Oval Office to say, there are people out there that are working their butt off to stay strong, to stay healthy, to stay, maintain their mental health balance. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes they need a little help. But that doesn't mean that they're bad people or that they're going to be dangerous for the rest of their lives. And that's the message that I'm trying to get across today. Just because it happened, in my case, a half a dozen times to a dozen times, um, in the past 20 years, um, doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. Doesn't mean that I need, um, to be banned from society. And that's what I want, the president and the vice president to understand. I am not trying to um, make any statement other than, there's more to the story. There's always more to the story. And if you can't um, understand that, then we have a problem as a nation. So, all right, these are the classic tarot cards. And I pick one for the past, one for the present, and one for the future. All right, so for the past, we have the Death card, transition, transformation, moving forward, new life, fresh starts, rebirth. Let's see this card. Then we have the Fool card for the present. Wonderful educational student who's learning all the time, learning all these chapters. All right. And then for the future, we have the Six of Pentacles. And that's the giving and receiving card. What you give, you shall receive. And what I'm trying to give in this channel is hope. I'm trying to give hope to people out there who are a little bit like me and a little bit like my daughters. And, that we can come together one day. So, all right. These are the Healing Spirit cards by Gordon Smith. And the intention I'm setting in this card is for my family and all the families out there. That we can come together again. All right, this says to overcome, first you have to climb. And it looks like that. I love these cards so much. They're so beautiful. Okay. Fear is heavy and has been pulling you down, so now is the time to lift your thoughts and lighten your mind by focusing on the good things you have experienced thus far and the bright prospects still to come. The guardian spirits want you to become lighter, and you can do this by overcoming the obstacles that are preventing you from achieving your goals. By working on your fears, you can remove dark and fearful thoughts from your mind and light the path ahead of you. Once you see more clearly, you will realize that success is just around the corner. A light mind rises higher to see more and sees more because it has lost the fear which it has caused it to be once tied down. It has lost the fear that was once tied down. And that's kind of where I'm at now. um, I'm losing the fear. I'm losing the fear to just say it. And I know it sounds like a broken record, and I know it sounds like I'm whining, and I'm not trying to be a downer here. I'm trying to spread the message that it doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be so hard. And when life gets hard, we can just do this. Look at the bright side. Look at the brighter side of life. And oh, what did it say? It said, to overcome, you first have to climb. And we just have to learn how to climb, how to put one foot in front of another. That's what I do with these baby steps every day. One foot in front of another, one foot in front of another, one foot in front of another. So, all right. Well, I wish everybody a beautiful day, and we will chat with you tomorrow.